Hi, teachers and potential teachers. It's Teacher Jenny coming to you today, and it's been a while. It's been a minute since I've been here, and there's a reason for that. So thank you for all your emails and notes and comments and questions and wondering where I am and if I'm okay. And yes, you can see I'm okay. But I did have an ordeal that I went through, and it kept me from doing classes for a bit. There was a Sunday night in September, the end of September, I believe it was the 24th of September, when I thought I had food poisoning, very bad stomach pains, was sick all night, and was confused the next day because I didn't have dry heaves. I've had food poisoning in the past, and I remember the worst part is the dry heaves. That didn't happen, and I was very grateful for that, but I couldn't understand why my stomach still hurt the next day. I could get myself into a position in bed where it was basically just okay, so I could kind of put my computer next to me and do work and stuff, and it was just annoying and painful, but not terrible. But every time I had to move and shift or certainly get out of bed and walk, I was in severe pain. As the day went on that Monday, my husband came home from work, checked on me, wanted to know if he should make me something to eat. I had no appetite all day. And I said to him, well, you know what, make me just a piece of dry toast, because I ate that piece of toast and my pain just escalated to beyond 10. And at that point, I went to the hospital. Okay, so long story short, emergency surgery ensued. I had a ruptured appendix, and my lovely surgeon of 20 plus years said it's the worst one he's ever seen. So there you go. If you're somebody like me who typically doesn't go to the doctor when things go wrong because things eventually get better, that's probably not the way to go about it. So that resulted in about 3 days in ICU following surgery and a week in surgical recovery. And then I came home and I no longer had my lovely cocktail of drugs that they were giving me along with my Percocet. And I just had my Percocet pills when I went home, but they gave me headaches, and my little cocktail of drugs that they had along with it kind of took the headache away. So it was a long recovery of trying to balance the headaches and eventually just not even take the Percocet anymore and try to just do Aleve and Tylenol and whatever I could to deal with the pain and just get through. So I'm better now. Here I am. Today is the first day that I taught classes in my classroom again. I have taught classes from my bed for a couple weeks, but today I'm back in my classroom. I actually taught 7 classes in a row. I actually lied. Yesterday morning I had 2 classes, and I did them from here just to test it out to see how well I could sit and how long I could sit. And it went very well. So I thought, well, I'm going to do it today. Worst case scenario, it gets really bad. I unplug my laptop and I take it back into bed with me and I finish out my classes. But I didn't need to do that. And I'm following up with a video to you. So that clearly states that I am on the mend and recovering a little bit over a month later. And I'm even able to drive in another week and a half. So by then, I think I'll feel normal again. I'm no longer in any pain. I am in discomfort. And of course, the little laparoscopic surgery turned into a major midline incision with 33 staples and a lot of incision pain on top of just the regular pain from everything inside getting shuffled and cleaned out and around. So it's been a bit of a recovery, and but I'm better. I'm better, and I'm certainly not complaining. I'm not saying this to you for any sympathy whatsoever, because I am so much better now. And I know that there are people out there dealing with chronic illness and chronic pain and lifelong afflictions. And my heart goes out to you. It truly does. Because I know what I experienced, even though it was for a short period of time of just a month. I can't imagine dealing with that, knowing that this is going to be many months or many years in the future. So God be with you if you are dealing with someone, something like that. And if you're a support person, bless you also for taking care of the person. I couldn't have made it without my wonderful husband who waited on me hand and foot, bringing all my meals to me, cooking, cleaning, just everything that needed to be done. He took care of for that month. And I am blessed. I am truly blessed. So, how did this affect gogokid and VIPKID? Because I'm a teacher of both of those. Well, let me backtrack for a second. So, Sunday is the day that the pain started. Ironically, I had 4 classes booked that Sunday night. I frequently don't even open evening classes during the school year because they just don't get booked. And then I don't want to be surprised and shocked if one does and miss it. But for whatever reason, I guess because we were still kind of coming off of summer, even though it was the last week of September and clearly all the kids were back in school, that Sunday night, the previous 2 Sunday nights, I had no classes booked. That Sunday night, I had 4. So that stunk. As the evening went on and it became more and more painful and I started realizing I needed to be laying on my side in bed curled up, I was not going to be able to teach those classes. I went ahead and canceled those classes within 24 hours and thought I'll just deal with the ramifications of it after the fact. Now this was VIPKID. The next morning I had VIPKID and gogokid classes booked. Mostly 3/4 VIPKID and 1/4 gogokid. That is how I do most of my classes just because I have so many regulars still from VIPKID that I want to continue teaching. 3 days in, I submitted a ticket to gogokid and I submitted a ticket to VIPKID. Both of them, I uploaded a picture of myself in the hospital room and said, I have no documentation of this other than this picture right now that I'm uploading as proof. But I am in a hospital and I had a ruptured appendix and it's going to be a long recovery and I apologize. I'm still going to be here for another week or for the rest of the week. And I apologize for all the cancellations. I got a lovely note back from gogokid, wishing me well, telling me to take care of myself, to take as much time as I needed. And they went back and retroactively credited me my credit score. gogokid is the company that will slap you on the wrist right away when you do something wrong because your credit score gets affected. So you know immediately if there's any ramifications. VIPKID is more loosey-goosey about it. You find out when it's time for contract renewal if you're getting your contract renewed or not, whether one shows up in your portal. So there's that. And then once a year you get a raise. And so when that time comes, I'll find out if I get a raise or if I'm going to get penalized for all these. I hope and pray that the fact that I was sick does not work against me. I did have to do 2 additional cancellations, not within 24 hours, but I still had to do 2 teacher cancellations because for VIPKID, I do book at least 2 weeks out in advance. And I have a lot of priority booking requests in that, so I am booked out a lot further in advance than I do for gogokid. And I did have to cancel 2 additional classes for doctor follow-up visits that had to be in the morning because my surgeon is very busy and has very limited office hours, so I needed to be accommodating. So hopefully those don't work against me because they weren't in conjunction with the chunk of when I was in the hospital. So we'll see. I will give you follow-up emails come January when it's time for my next contract renewal and come July when it's time for my next contract renewal along with the pay raise, whether that happens or not, or whether I'm a teacher or not. So all I can say for sure is that they were both very kind. They both wrote back and wished me well. Neither one of them said that I needed to send any follow-up documentation to them. And gogokid instantly went and credited my score back and did notify the parents of what was going on. So I appreciated that. I did ask them to follow up with I only have a couple real regulars with gogokid again because I don't open very many slots. And they did contact those parents because those parents had written feedback all about hearing about what had gone wrong and wishing me well, etc. So there's an update on what happened to me, why I was gone for so long, why I clearly wasn't doing YouTube videos, and where I am with it all right now, how gogokid handled it, and how VIPKID handled it. I did have one video I posted about daylight savings time. If you look at it, I'm in my bed. That was my 2.5 week long classroom that my wonderful husband, who's a teacher in secondary school, had a big moon that he had cut out for some, he's an English teacher and it related somehow to his classes. And so he had it at home, this big cardboard moon, and he stuck it behind me so you didn't see the headboard of my bed behind me. And if you look closely in that video, you can see some pillows. Usually for my classes, I managed to push them down enough so that you can't see them. That wasn't the case the first week I was teaching. I went back just yesterday and looked at my video of myself teaching those first couple classes back, and oof, rough. I did not nearly have the energy. And I remember after the first couple classes thinking, wow, I did not realize how much energy I exude and need to be an effective teacher. I still did fine. Those were regular kids that I started off with. I started back canceling just less, not whole days, but just a few classes in each day until eventually I could build up. And I would pick and choose which ones I kept on my schedule, and those were always my older kids because they do the majority of the reading and they do the majority of the conversation in the class. And I don't have to do as much of a song and dance and entertaining and keeping them engaged because the kids are older and it's at the conversation level. So those are the kids I started off with. But I could even see my eyes closed and stay closed for an extended period of time before they opened again. Because, first couple of weeks I was back, I was sleeping more than I wasn't sleeping. And so I was kind of tired during the classes. And even just that little bit of doing 2 classes a day was exhausting. So kudos to all you teachers out there. I think we burn a lot of calories when we're in class because there is a level of energy that is required to be a good and effective teacher, at least the kind of teacher that I like to be. Yay, teachers. You put in a lot of effort to be good teachers. I want to also just take a moment and just talk about how great it is to be an ESL online teacher. The connection we have is very unique. I'm also an online teacher for speech therapy. I guess you could call me a teacher. I'm a speech therapist online, but in the school system. And it's lovely and it's wonderful and those kids are great and all that, but it's really much more sterile than being an ESL online teacher. They're in the classroom, you're sitting down, you're doing your song and dance, you don't really know the teacher, you really just know the aide who's bringing them back and forth more than anybody in terms of being able to talk with somebody. You don't know the parents at all when you're a speech therapist online. It's just it's very much a therapeutic model where you do your speech therapy and the kids go, the next ones come and they ship in and out. With the ESL classes that I teach, they're loving. They're one-on-one. We connect a lot more. We are in their living room. We are sometimes in their bedroom. We have been in their bathrooms. I'm sure you can connect with me. How many classes have you taught in somebody's bathroom while the kid is sitting on the toilet? I've done it numerous times. So we have a very personal relationship with these children that we are teaching. And not only with the children, but with their parents, because almost all the time the parent is right there next to them, just off screen, watching and listening to everything that's happening. Frequently, they put their head in at the very end and they wave and they say goodbye to us. And they write after each one of the classes feedback and talk about, and we can have a conversation back and forth about the child. It's just so warm and encouraging and best practice when it comes to that one-on-one model. I feel very blessed to have stumbled upon the ESL teaching world. I love the fact that I was able to just take time off and not have to worry about it. I love the fact that when I was ready to teach again, I could do it from my bed. When I was still bedridden and not getting out of bed, I was teaching right there in my bed. And that is, there's not very many jobs where you can still do them from home. So that's my update. I will now, yes, start doing some more educational videos for you as things come out. And if you are considering being a gogokid teacher or a VIPKID teacher, the information is down below on how you can use me as your referral, and I'll help and support you along the way, especially for the gogokid teachers, because for VIPKID, they have a lot of support material to help you along the way, and I'll be here as a coach for you and to answer questions, but they really give you everything you need. gogokid is a brand new company and they don't have that network and that support and the amount of information developed yet at this point. So I supplement it with a lot of emails full of information that I have collected over the past couple months to help you each leg of your journey as you're applying, to help you pass your application stage, to help you pass your interview, how to prepare for your interview, how to prepare for your demo lesson, and then once you're hired, how to get your portal set up and how to best set yourself up for success. Also for gogokid, I have a Facebook page, and the information about that is down below. It is a phenomenal Facebook page full of lots of teachers that I've recruited, but a lot of other teachers as well. And something major happened with gogokid the day I went into surgery, actually. They came out with new contracts for people who currently had contracts. They had a choice of which one did they want to choose. Things were changing with subsidy pay. They got rid of the subsidy pay for all new teachers. I was AWOL for about 4 days and not able to get online. Didn't even know for at least 24 to 48 hours that any of this had even happened because I was just in a whole different state in ICU post-op at the time. And the teachers on my Facebook page were amazing. They were all there. They didn't even know why I was not responding at all. I had told nobody. I had not gotten online. I had no computer there in the hospital, and they were answering each other's questions and helping each other and troubleshooting and just being amazing. So if you want to join that Facebook page, you are welcome to. I encourage you to stay as positive and keep it as uplifting and positive as it is. So after everything that has happened, I have come to appreciate life even more than I did before. I've always taught my kids nobody has a guarantee of tomorrow, so appreciate each day for what it is. But now I not only appreciate each day, but I'm finding the joy in every day and not sweating the small stuff anymore, just letting it go. So I'm back. I'm going to be doing educational content again for you as I'm now back in the swing of things and starting to catch up on all the information that I had missed at both companies while I was gone. And as I have the time to synthesize it and put it together, I'll put out some material for you. In fact, probably my first video will be, what is this new contract that we have with gogokid? What does it look like and what does it mean for you if you haven't signed up but you're interested in being a gogokid teacher? You can look for that in the near future. Hopefully this week I'll get that up and out to you. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for your well wishes and your comments. And it's good to be back. It really is. Best wishes to you. Happy teaching to all of you. Goodbye.